morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at a new Tapu Fini card. And ladies and gentlemen, this is about as blatant a counter as we've seen. Yesterday, I showed you another new card that was going to be coming out in Sky Legend. It was the new Frostlass, and I told you that it was the best counter to Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an even better, even more blatant, even more obvious counter than that. We are into the old Heatmore countering Durant. The old Heatmore, incidentally, literally did more damage if the defending Pokemon was Durant. Yeah, little bit obvious there. That's about how blatant we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, this new Tapu Fini absolutely wrecks Blacephalon in an almost hilarious manner. We do, however, need to start off by having a little bit of a look at the basics here. It's got 120 HP, which we know is the wrong side of 130. It means stuff like Zoroark and Buzzwole will be getting an easy one-hit KO, though by the time this comes out, it looks like Zoroark will have rotated. It's got a retreat cost of 1, which is lovely, because we've got a skateboard and a bunch of single energy, or a couple of single energy attacks. We'll get there. And it's got a weakness to grass, which is honestly fine at the moment. As it stands at the moment, and we don't know exactly what the format will be doing by the time this comes out, but as it stands at the moment, grass weakness is really not a bad weakness to have. We are fine with it. Being a water Pokemon means you can search it out with Brooklet Hill, although we do expect that to have been rotated as this comes out. And you would be able to use Aqua Patch to accelerate energy, but we're expecting that to be rotated. Incidentally, I did do a video talking about what the rotation is. I'll pop a link to that one in the description. So, we're losing a lot of the tricks. We are going to have Naganadel and Quagsire, so we can always use that to accelerate energy if we're a little bit desperate. But what does it actually do? Well, ladies and gentlemen, might I suggest not getting excited about the first attack. 1 water energy, 20 damage, just no. It's one of those ones, even with a choice band and weakness, you're only hitting 100. It is far from exciting. I mean, if we look at Tapu Fini GX, we can do 20 damage for a single energy, except it's a colorless energy, and then we can switch to the bench if we like. Now, to be fair, that is a GX that gives up 2 prizes, but if you really want to use a Tapu Fini to do 20 damage for 1 energy, use the GX. There we go. But the second attack here is extremely exciting. I should mention our translations come from the lovely Joe over at Cerebi.net, a wonderful Pokemon website, and if you're not using it on a regular basis, you gosh darn well should be. It's water, colorless, 100 damage, which it's all right. It can use Naganadel and Quagsire to accelerate that energy, and it gets a one-hit KO on Blacephalon, and it won't get a one-hit KO on Reshiram and Charizard, but with a Choice Band and a Shrine of Punishment, it will. With a Choice Band, you'll be up to 130, with Weakness 260, then Shrine of Punishment will come in and do the extra 10, and you'll get a KO. Although Choice Band is one of those cards we're expecting to be losing, unfortunately. However, that's not all the attack does. If your opponent has any Ultra Beasts in play, this energy's attack cost is 1 colorless energy. This is made for Blacephalon, because Blacephalon is an Ultra Beast. So if your opponent's got a Blacephalon out, they've got an Ultra Beast out. You're now doing 100 damage as a water Pokemon for a single colorless energy. And Blacephalon has 180 HP, which means you'll double with weakness, go up to 200, get a one-hit KO. To put it another way, a basic Pokemon for a single colorless energy gets a one-hit KO on a Blacephalon. Now, I'm describing this as the perfect counter. Now, I suppose it could be a colorless energy. It would have to be in a lowland Pokemon, but that's unrealistic, because, you know, you could have a 700 HP Pokemon that does 1,000 damage for -1 energy. That's all getting into silly territory there. When you're looking at a counter, the best case scenario is basic Pokemon single colorless energy, because single colorless energy means it can be put into any deck whatsoever. It means no matter what you're playing, it is one card. You can be playing Pikarom. And if you're worried about Blacephalon, you put in a single one of these and you're off and rolling. Now, to be fair, we're also expecting to be losing Rescue Stretcher. I say expecting because we do not know what's in Unified Minds. We've got this, which is roughly a quarter of the set. We don't really know too much about it. There is every possibility any of these cards get reprinted in Unified Minds, which kicks in as the rotation kicks in. So when I say expecting to be losing these cards, I'm fairly sure we are, but they can still be granted a reprieve between now and the middle of August. So to be fair, Rescue Stretcher would be way better because you could then just always get it back nice and easily to reuse it. But make no mistake about it, this is any deck. Oh, I'm playing a Granbull deck. I'm a little bit worried about Blacephalon. Oh, I'll put one of these in and then attach a Water Energy and get an easy one-hit KO. Oh, I'm playing a Malamar Ultra Necrozma deck. I'm a little bit worried about Blacephalon. Put an energy in, here we go. But here's the thing. Let's take something like a Celebi and Venusaur here. Now, Celebi and Venusaur is a tanky deck. The whole point of Celebi and Venusaur is I am going to be healing with stuff like Life Forest Prism Star and Shaman, and I've got 270 HP, and you're just not getting a one-hit KO on me. That's kind of the point. You can't get a one-hit KO on me, I'm going to win the game. The biggest, baddest... Now, there are a few problems. There are other decks that can one-hit KO. But the biggest problem for Celebi and Venusaur is Blacephalon, which can get an extremely easy one-hit KO, Lost Zone free energy, do 300, jobs are good'un. That is far from ideal. But here, you can just use Tapu Fini. And then your opponent ends up in an awkward situation where they've got to bench Blacephalon and then immediately get the 2 energy on and immediately attack, or you'll just Guzma and KO it with Tapu Fini. And yes, they can use Beast Ring to immediately get the energy on, but you know what? That's not always going to work. Incidentally, Guzma is another one we are expecting to lose. But we're always having a gusting effect, so we got Custom Catcher left. I'm assuming we'll have something else by that point. But the point is, your opponent benches a Blacephalon, and then you just bring it up and KO it with Tapu Fini super, super easily. Make no mistake about it. This is the perfect counter, or if you don't like the phrase perfect counter, this is the best possible counter we could reasonably have expected. It would have been unfair and unreasonable to expect a better counter than this. It would have been over the top, silly, and frankly unreasonable. This is a phenomenal Blacephalon counter. Any deck now can just put in a basic Pokemon that for one colorless energy can get an easy one-hit KO. And we're losing a lot of decks when the rotation kicks in. We're losing all of our Zoroark decks, which have been amazing for a very long time. We're losing stuff like Sylveon and our other Disruption decks. It looks like Blacephalon is going to be a very, very good deck post-rotation because it doesn't lose the main parts of the combo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've just got, as I've put it a couple of times, the best possible counter to that. It is frankly over-the-top, redonkulously good. Now, as I explained in my rotation video yesterday, maybe we do just end up in a situation where we don't have great answers for gusting. And maybe if we don't have a lot of gusting, that will make Tapu Fini a little weaker because you won't be able to just gust up Blacephalon when it hits the field. You'll have to let it go for a bit and wait till it comes active. That is a possibility. But I still feel extremely strongly that this is a great, great card. This is a 4-Wassy card, because the thing is, if you're not countering Blacephalon, it's fine. It does 100 damage for free energy, you've got decent energy acceleration, there's nothing bad about it, but it's not particularly good. Against Blacephalon, it is out and out, full-on phenomenal, but outside of that, it's not particularly great. Because, okay, against other Ultra Beasts, it will do 100 damage, but which Ultra Beasts have less than 100 HP? You're just not really KOing any... Okay, Poipole. There we go. You can KO a Poipole. But even against other Ultra Beast decks, this is not terribly relevant. But it doesn't have to be, ladies and gentlemen. It's got one job, and it does that job rather spectacularly well. But I would very much like to know what you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! But please do remember the rule. Be nice, would you? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about games that don't have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.